So please welcome our first speaker, Salome Jokhadze.
Children's life today don't naturally have space for reading. We grow up with a continuous stream of entertainment, endless TV channels, digital devices, and on-demand access. If not my mom, I would have never opened a book. Because nowadays, every book and story is available on huge screens, and of course I, representative of today's teenager, prefer watching movies on a huge screen than just turning over gray papers. But one single moment can change your whole life, right? That happened to me. Once, my mom forced me to open Absolutely Unknown and Unheard book for me. First, I was really confused and saw that it was her new way of punishing me because she forced me to do what I naturally didn't want to do. I had no other way, so I started reading. After reading some heads, I realized that it was an interesting book, not just for me, but for everyone. My plan was to read at least 2 chapters a day to finish this damn book as quickly as I could and just throw it away. But can you imagine that after reading some heads, I caught myself reading more and more. I don't know how it happened, but I felt really comfortable and relaxed while holding a book. Every day I was reading more and more. Sometimes I was reading it without even understanding what was the content. Every day I was dreaming about the characters. What would I do if I were in the same situation? I wondered, is this or that decision right? Soon that an interesting book turned into the story of my life, a story which I was thinking all the time. Me and my mom often had disagreement about spending so much time surfing the web. My argument, and I always thought that it was my strong argument, was that, Mom, I'm not entertaining, I'm reading articles. It's you who always says that I should read. So you see that I'm reading. But she meant absolutely different reading. I couldn't understand that. Maybe I was too little, or maybe I have never tried reading for pleasure before. So when I did, I explored that no matter how much stress you will have in your daily relationships or other countless issues, it just all slips away when you lose yourself in a great story. I became more confident and felt safe when everyone was talking about the books, because at least I had something to say. Additionally, there's some food for thought. Should you ever find yourself in dire circumstances, although you might lose everything, your job, your possessions, your money, even your health, your knowledge can never be taken from you. From the very childhood, I was dreaming about being a detective. I was always interested in crime and mystery stories. So I started reading crime novels. If you have never tried before, trust me that it is really exciting when you solve a crime yourself before finishing the book. I was able to put critical and analytical thinking into it, and I always try to determine who done it. That's why I call myself Why Man, because I always had why question. Why did he do that? Why did he say that? What was his aim? And so many questions came into my mind. My plan was going well. I was honestly chasing my way. With this experiment, I found myself being more concentrated on my job. Today, in our internet-crazed world, all of our attention is drawn into a million different directions. At once, we multitask through every day. Each of you can divide your 5-minute span into cooperating with your colleagues, chatting with a couple of people, looking through Twitter, Facebook, or many, many things. But when you are reading, all of your attention is focused on the story, and the rest of the world just falls away. So let's try reading 15 or 20 minutes before you get to your work, or maybe at school, and even you'll be surprised at how much more concentrated you are on your job. After realizing how much reading changed me, my ambitions grew, and I thought, why not to change the whole country? So what do you think about setting the book boxes in public places, like in the buses, in cafes, or in the subways? This will be the books which we have at home, but there's no more need of them, or maybe the books which we want others to read. Imagine for a second that you're sitting in a public transport and standing in a traffic for many, many hours. It's really a good chance to use your time fruitfully. If the book interests you, you may take it home, finish reading, and then take it back anywhere you want. Of course, I'm in public places. This way we will make like a book circle and make our city more bookful and people more thoughtful. This way, we don't only give people a chance to read, but also help poor and homeless people, because they also have rights to education, but have no possibilities. That's why our duty is to spread intelligence as much as we can. Moreover, I would like to offer governments to fill prisons with free books and make it more home-like place. Imagine, what if the way of punishment is reading a book in a day? Have anyone tried it before? I think no. That's why I think that we have to do it ourselves. Who knows, maybe it is the best way to improve a person in a prison. So how can we understand that our experiment works? If an escort enters a cell and prisoner won't give up a reading, it will be the sign that our experiment works, and it works successfully. Prisoners also can establish literary clubs where they can share their emotions, feelings, and opinions about the read books. What about giving them bonus marks? I mean, if they are too active in a cooperation process, in discussion process, I will give them bonus marks, and this will increase their stimulation and will. Reading can keep prisoners' mind alive, color their mind, and help them to stand on the right way. At least when they are out, they will say that years in prison we are not lost. I would like to make institution where boys and lazy bones who are standing in the street and doing nothing, just smoking, eating some flowers and spitting, I would take them in my library where are soft armchairs and force them to read. I have no idea how realistic it sounds, but I've been thinking about this for a very long time and think that it is the only way out of the situation. During reading, I found out many good quotes that I remember even now. Good quotes are good teachers. Unfortunately, today, in every corner, everywhere, we see street art. But we have no culture of street art. We see I love you or M+N equals heart. It has no sense, no benefit. It's not actually beautiful, is it? That's why I thought, why not to write good expressions, good quotes on the walls in the street, instead of these senseless quotes or maybe writings. When you walk by, your eye automatically catches it and your brain starts to remember it. This way we will make our society more thoughtful and our city more attractive. I always wanted to have charity events in my city, and wow, my dream came true. I recently attended an event where you had to change old books into new ones. And I really think that it is a really good way to renew your library and refresh your mind. As a conclusion, I want to say that reading is the most beneficial thing people can do. I can also describe reading as a journey which starts as opening a page and finishes when you close the last page of your book. I'm not going to talk about how much reading develops you personally or enriches your vocabulary, acquires you many skills, because I think that it's already obvious. With the help of reading, now I'm standing in front of you and dare to give advice to as experienced people as you are. And I hope that we all together can make our city more bookful and people more intelligent. Thanks for your attention.